here's what I don't get. All the resistance to this is coming from people who historically would have been absolutely first in the line to try and stop a Russian dictator cutting a swathe of barbaric invasion through Europe. What's happened to you guys? Why are you prepared to let Putin win?
First of all, Piers, I think that's the wrong way to even phrase the question. We're not prepared to let Vladimir Putin win anything. The only thing we're saying is that you have to actually take care of issues at home first. If you actually do that, there'd be a lot of ability to move Ukrainian aid in Congress. I have some disagreements in that. Number one is there's no accountability with this money whatsoever. Number two, Joe Biden has had no view of what this mission actually is. He wants to cover up his own derelictions with his disastrous foreign policy that has led us to this point right now, not just in Ukraine, but in my view, in other areas around the globe. But House Republicans and now Senate Republicans, our mission is clear. Secure our border. Get that business done. It makes no sense to give Ukraine upwards of $200 billion from the American Treasury while our nation is overrun by some estimates
Why can't
of
you
6
do
to
both?
8 million migrants.
Why can't you
it makes
do both?
No sense.
Just do both.
Listen, to be truthful, nobody trusts this administration. They're flagrantly violating a border security law.
Yeah, but this comes back...
Not even immigration law, this is border security law.
Listen, I agree with you that what's happening on the border is completely out of control, a dereliction of duty by Joe Biden, and it's got to be fixed. But America is, last time I checked, the #1 superpower in the world, the richest and most powerful country on earth. Are you telling me it can't control its border and at the same time stop a Russian dictator taking over European countries? Really?
Not with Joe Biden as president, because the man is
but
the master of disaster.
It wouldn't be with you lot either, would it?
Happening in our country, Piers.
It wouldn't be if Republicans were in charge.
Piers, our responsibility right now is to hold the line and make sure our border is secure, because Joe Biden is such a terrible leader, he won't even take care of first things first here in America. So if he won't do that, we have to force him to do that. And unfortunately, Ukraine is the leverage point to force him to do it. Because Joe Biden, let's go back in history. Let's remember history. Joe Biden saw Russia amassing troops for 6 months at the Ukrainian border. He did nothing. Ukraine was asking for help during that 6 months. He did nothing. When Russia invaded, Vladimir Zelensky was told, hey, get on a G5. And if he didn't tell Joe Biden, no, give me bullets, I'm not looking for a ride, Joe Biden wouldn't even be talking about it.
Sounds like you think we should have seen American. It sounds to me like you think America should have been involved a lot earlier.
What we should have done is done everything to make sure an incursion into Ukraine never occurred. And Piers, let's go back in time. Was Vladimir Putin thinking about invading Ukraine? Of course. But did he do it when Donald Trump was president? He absolutely did not.
All right.
Joe Biden's
I know you have to go.
Has led us to where we
Congressman,
are.
You have to go. So final question. So you want to wrap things up in Ukraine. You just give Putin what he's stolen in terms of land?
Listen, at this point, there's going to have to be a negotiation and a deal about what's going to happen over there. No, that's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying
is they need to figure out a negotiation.
What would you give
the number one thing that matters to us is border security here in the United States.
You don't care about the border security.
We take care of America at home, then we can talk about the world.
Yeah, but you don't care about the Ukrainian border security.
It's that simple.
So my question is, Putin wants to rewrite the Ukrainian border and just take vast swathes of the country for himself, and you would let him do that, right?
No, I do not want to let him do that. As a matter of fact, I want to do everything. I want to do everything possible for Vladimir Putin to be defeated. But I am telling you this.
How do you defeat him? By giving him everything he's taken?
Piers, the American voter is demanding that our security is taken care of first. Our borders must be secured. That's the position of the House Republicans.
Listen, I know you have to go.
Hold on, last minute, Piers. Last thing, Piers. All Joe Biden has to do is undo what he did when he came into office. Secure our border, then we can talk about Ukraine. Until then, there's nothing to talk about.